I'm sorry that Slingshot, Shuriken, and Vine Stuff almost sound exactly the same. I just don't feel like actually doing a good job, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. Sob. Anyway. Rooting out rebels. Wow. I don't think we're gonna make it in time, Slingshot mumbled, looking at the jar with nervousness. At the rate that they were going, they were almost full, but when that break-in happened, losing half of their earnings, it meant they'd have to earn the remaining half all over again. If that break-in never happened, they'd have been by their goal by now. Ah, come on, Sling, you gotta have more faith than that, Shuriken reasoned with a grin. Yeah, I know, but we just have no idea when we just have no idea when these Blackrock guys are coming, Slingshot mumbled, starting to look nervous again. Shuriken dimmed. Okay, worst case scenario, we've got a biographed expert. According to what Coil said, Mixed Bot can hack into any biograph, no problem. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal, Slingshot snarked back, furrowing his brows. Shuriken let out a long sigh. Look, man, I'm trying my hardest to make you feel better, okay? I don't know what to tell ya. Slingshot faltered before looking off guilty. He walked over to the counter, leaning on it. Shuriken looked over at him with slight worry. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just such a mess, Slingshot muttered, holding his head slightly. It's okay, man. I don't know why he sounds like that. I don't know why I made Shuriken sound like that. Oh my god. I don't know how to do Shuriken. Screams! Okay. Anyway, it's okay, man. Shuriken tried to reassure, though sounded very wary. Wary. The worry word Slingshot is becoming normal by this point. It just feels like the entire world keeps crashing in on us, Slingshot continued, his head in his folded arms. I know, Shuriken mumbled, sighing again as he propped himself up on the counter next to Slingshot. You've heard it 100 times. Oh, you've heard it 100 times from me, Slingshot mumbled, realizing sheepishly. He let out a sigh, the smile leaving for a frown. I'm sorry, he whispered, putting his head down again, looking exhausted. Shuriken looked over at Slingshot, heart lurching for the poor guy's anxiety. It was practically radiating off of him. The two fell into a silence. Hey, you, remember that time we were running around with our heads cut off trying to find Vine Staff a gift for her birthday, like, a day before the event? Shuriken suddenly remembered. Slingshot looked over a bit confused and raised a single brow. You mean while we were also trying to get away from some thief gang you accidentally antagonized? Slingshot corrected. They had it coming and you're avoiding the question, Shuriken chirped with a smirk. Slingshot snickered, rolling his eyes playfully. Yes, I remember. What's your point? Slingshot sat up a bit, and Shuriken leaned against him a little. Well, when we were trying to look around in stores while also trying to avoid that gang I might have antagonized, you definitely antagonized them, Slingshot cut in, grinning. Might have, Shuriken corrected again. Well, arguably, that was one of the most terrifying moments in our lives, because they were actually quite nasty, Shuriken reminded, losing the smile, or maybe he was just a bit more pained. Slingshot stopped smiling and gave a shaky nod. Yeah. The two fell into a silence, Slingshot uncertain, but Shuriken very certain. Well, craziest thing is we got through it. Neither of us even got a scratch. Slingshot raised a brow, remembering. We didn't, he realized. Shuriken nudged him a little bit with a smile. And we'll get through this too. We always get through it, man. Just try to remember that. The two fell into a silence again, but then... that was so cheesy. Slingshot couldn't help but chirp. Geez, I know, right? Shuriken agreed, chuckling, pulling Slingshot into a hug, which Slingshot immediately reciprocated. No, like, dude, that sounds like something Vine Staff would say. Slingshot continued with a laugh. Oh, no, it is! Shuriken realized with a disbelieving laugh. Ah, well, you looked like you needed it back there, Shuriken chirped with a smirk, before pulling him close and ruffling his hair, if he had any, and sticking his tongue out. Slingshot let out a chuckle, letting himself get teased. No, stop! He muttered with false annoyance. Hey, you know I'm right, Shuriken muttered with a knowing grin. Okay, yeah, probably, but still, Slingshot muttered with a smile. I guess there's a lot of muttering going on. Yeah, that's fine. Slingshot and Shuriken were still in their side hugs, snickering, but eventually Shuriken broke it, hearing Vine Staff call him. I'll be right back, Shuriken chirped. No worries, Slingshot dismissed. He let out a sigh with a smile as his gaze drifted back to the door. A shadow appeared behind it, and then two more behind that shadow, to the left and right. Slingshot turned his head slightly, furrowing a brow in cautious curiosity. He wasn't quite nervous yet, but that was peculiar. Meanwhile, in the background... Yeah, what's up? I hate to ask, but there's so many deliveries today. Want me to help you out? Shuriken asked with an amused... wait, hold on. I didn't deliver that line. Okay, hold on. You want me to help you out? Shuriken quickly asked with an amused, adoring smile, looking over at Vine, who gave a relieved smile and nod. Please, that would make this go so much quicker. And then we got to the point where you got tortured! Yay!